Hey family, quick check-in with some hard talk. If this video hits home, here's how you can help carry the message further. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Pass it on to someone who's in a fight, someone who's been down but not out. Let's remind the world that our God has always used underdogs. Thanks for tuning in. Your support means the world to me. Here we go. A few minutes for us. Underdogs and strugglers in the Bible. Could it be that your trials aren't endings but entrances, stepping stones to something divine? What if each closed door was God's way of opening a path to a destiny greater than your dreams? My name is Tony Lewis, and here again, y'all. And it's my plum-pleasing pleasure, as usual, to share with you today a few minutes for us. The U is for underdogs, and the S, y'all know, is for strugglers in the Bible. Today, we will give you a snapshot, as usual, of a scriptural character, the story in a picture, the struggle principle, the success principle, and the lesson to practice. You know, I always said we got to do something, of underdogs and strugglers in the Bible. Let me tell you about the 22nd biblical character we will look at today. It's Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene. She magnified a merciful God. She magnified a merciful God. Her story is in Luke chapter 8, verses 1 to 3, and John chapter 20, verses 1 to 18. She was met by the Master Jesus. He found her when she was hurting, like a big dog hurting. She received miracles in her mind when Jesus healed her from 7 demons. 7? What? 7? She was moved with mercy and felt deep love for Jesus because of his kindness. From that time, she marched with the Messiah. She followed Jesus everywhere he went. She said, I'm going with you. Check it out. Check it out. Let me tell you about her struggles. She struggled from darkness to devotion. She was filled with fear and foes and was tormented by 7 evil spirits before meeting Jesus. 7? My God. She fought through falsehoods. Many people misunderstood and judged her. She faced a final farewell as she watched Jesus suffer and die on the cross. What? She felt forgotten at the funeral and grieved deeply at the tomb. She felt frustrated in faith because she thought somebody had stolen Jesus' body. Where's he at? Let me tell you about her success. She went from mourning to mission. From morning to mission. She was delivered from a bunch of demons, a bunch of them, y'all. She was the first to find the risen Lord. She fell at his feet and she worshiped him with joy. She faithfully followed his word. She obeyed when Jesus told her to go. Them boys that were scared, she was first to tell the faith of the good news that Jesus is alive. He's alive, y'all. She forever in the faith family, her name is remembered as a loyal lover of Jesus. But what's the lesson? What's the lesson? God delivers from darkness and gives dignity to the devoted. God delivers from darkness and gives dignity to the devoted. Remember, you want to remember, when you struggle, when you're filled with fear from foes, and you carry unseen battles of emotional burdens, mental torment, and spiritual attack, people talking about you. When you're tired of fighting through falsehood, lies, of being labeled, misjudged, and looked down on. You're tired of being defined by our worst mistakes. When you face a final farewell and you see your dreams, your faith, or loved ones seemingly die, when you feel forgotten, At the funeral, when it seems like God is absent or silent. When you feel frustrated in faith, when God's plan seems hidden and confusing. What are you up to, God? I don't know. Remember when you succeed through the struggle and God has delivered from a bunch of devilish situations. Yeah, it seems like trouble and has limited. The Spirit of God has given you purpose. And you remember that your past doesn't qualify you. It positions you to testify. When you faithfully showed up in his presence and he showed up and erased your pain. My God. When you've fallen at Jesus' feet and your grief has turned into gladness and your sorrow into shouts of joy. When you've been through real weeping that brought you to real worship. My goodness. When you've faithfully followed his word and your faith has been transformed from emotion to obedience and moved you in a moment to be on a mission for the Messiah. When you realize that God is using the least likely to share the most lasting news. Remember the lesson. God delivers from darkness and gives dignity to the devoted. God delivers from darkness and gives dignity to the devoted. To God be the glory. I'm out, y'all.